Your next guest now helps run one of the hottest stocks in California and also one of the most critical companies for national security and defense. It is called Planet Labs. The stock has absolutely soared the last few months. They call their business Earth Intelligence and analyze data from space and elsewhere. President Ashley Johnson joining us now for a CNBC exclusive. Ashley, thank you for joining us here in San Francisco. You're based a couple blocks away, so thank you.
That's right. Thank you for having me.
All right, so your stock has been a heck of a story. So it went up, then it went way down, now it's back up. Speaking to the investors right now, as you may be, what's the story of Planet Labs?
I mean, it's a really exciting story, and we are seeing investors start to wake up to the potential of our business. So imagine having a daily record of everything going on the planet. That is what Planet does with the largest fleet of Earth imaging satellites. And we have a record going back 8 years of every point on the Earth's landmass every single day. And we use AI on top of that to understand what these changes mean and help our customers, which are governments and large companies, make decisions based on that data and those analytics that we provide.
So you can track, say, something I do, try to track super tankers, right? So
Absolutely.
the Russian ghost fleets, you can track tank movements. You can track anything that's even not defense. So how is the U.S. government then adding contracts to Planet Labs that would benefit your revenue because the need for data and information is so much more critical?
Yes. In fact, recently we won an award under the LUNO-B contract, which is an NGA program, around that exact example that you gave. So it's the ability to track ships and understand what they're doing and what they might be trying to convince you that they're not doing. So when they spoof their signal data, AIS data, we can actually see where they actually are, even though they're trying to tell you they're somewhere else. We can see when somebody goes dark so that they can drop off a shipment, maybe somewhere that is embargoed and under sanction. And we can understand other types of activity that we're doing, which is immensely valuable.
So what did investors then miss about the Planet Labs story when the stock wasn't doing as well? What were they getting wrong, maybe, or not thinking about?
I think that this is an industry that's been around for a while, but is really focused on what I would call point and click. So if you know where you want to look, you want a high resolution image that someone's going to look at and tell you what's in that photo. That is not what we do. We've been really shifting the paradigm in Earth observation to really thinking, what can a machine understand from an image? So this includes being able to look at vast quantities of historical data, but also things that aren't visible to the human eye. So we have a satellite that's taking 400 spectral bands so that you can see things like camouflage, you can see methane data, you can see
heat.
You can measure the land surface temperature or soil moisture levels. And really using machines to do correlations over very large areas and then derive really important decision-making capabilities from that. That is very different from, can I count how many cars are in this parking lot using this image that I took over that parking lot?
Well, yeah, that's what a lot of the hedge funds might want to do, to see how retail sales are doing. It's one of their strategies. So who are then your primary customer base? Obviously the U.S. government.
Yes.
Is it only the U.S. government, or do you have other customers as well?
Oh, we have customers all over the world. So in fact, some of the growth that Planet has seen this year has been in the international arena. We signed very large contracts with Japan and with Germany, as well as several other countries that are having to wake up to the need to have their own intelligence capabilities, right? The geopolitical landscape has really shifted, and we're there to provide them with the intelligence and the eyes that they need quickly. We also have a large commercial segment. So we service agricultural companies, insurance companies, energy companies. So it is not just the U.S. government, and in fact, it's not just the government sector.
I got to imagine it's incredibly capital intensive, though, right? Launch a satellite, do all the work behind the scenes. So how does your cash flow operate? Is it kind of contract to contract reliant? Give us a little insight into the financials of Planet Labs.
Yeah. So two things just to point out. Planet has really shifted the paradigm for Earth imaging by not having satellites cost $1 billion each.
That helps.
Many of our satellites cost only $300,000 to produce and launch, including all of the costs that go into it.
How is that possible?
We have taken Silicon Valley innovation, and in the same way that you've seen mainframe computers go down to something the size that fits in the palm of your hand, we've taken that same capability and put it in the satellite industry. And so we've basically strapped space to Moore's law. And that enables us to have hundreds of satellites that enable us to get this global picture every single day. And For all of the 600 plus satellites that we've launched do not add up to the cost of a single satellite that you would have seen 10 years ago from the traditional industry. So that's one element. The other is we've been very innovative in our financial model. So we have a one-to-many model. When you're not serving up a picture that somebody ordered, but instead taking that scan, we sell that same data to multiple customers, which gives us very high gross margins, and ultimately have shifted our cash flow profile with the way that we're selling to customers in an innovative new satellite services model, which has resulted in free cash flow in the first half of the year of over $50 million.
Well, we'll wrap it up there, but it's also resulted in the #1 stock in San Francisco, not San Fran, San Francisco, over the past 3 months. Planet Labs, ticker PL. Ashley Johnson, really appreciate you joining us here in San Francisco, your hometown. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.